A terrorist attack is rocking Nairobi. A siege on a hotel is now over with more than a dozen killed. So let's get over to Beatrice in Nairobi. And Beatrice, a terrifying 20 hours there.
Indeed, Jonathan, a terrifying 20 hours, and that siege is now over as of this morning. But Kenya remains on high alert following that terror attack by the militant group al-Shabaab. Now, Kenya's President Uhuru Kenyatta has confirmed that the siege at a hotel complex by the militants is officially over and all the attackers have been killed. CGTN's Tulisha Balala has the story.
It was a siege that lasted over 10 hours. On Tuesday afternoon, gunmen blasted their way into a hotel and office complex located in the Westlands area in the capital, Nairobi, forcing many to flee for their lives or find anywhere to hide for safety. By Wednesday morning, 14 civilians had been confirmed dead and the terrorists taken out by Kenyan security forces.
The security operation at Dusit Complex is over and all the terrorists eliminated.
Security forces combed their way through the buildings and rescued over 700 people during the night-long operation. President Uhuru Kenyatta has commended the quick, swift and methodic response by all security forces in dealing with the threat.
We are grieving as a country this morning, and my heart and that of every Kenyan goes out to the innocent men and women violated by senseless violence.
The Somalia-based militant group al-Shabaab has claimed responsibility for the attack. Kenya has often been targeted by the militants and is on high alert.
We will seek out every person that was involved in the funding, planning, and execution of this heinous act. We will pursue relentlessly wherever they will be until they are held to account.
The African Union and China, among others, have condemned the attack on Kenyan soil. They describe the attack as cowardly and express solidarity with the people of Kenya. Tulisha Balala, CGTN.
Our retired Brigadier General Mohamed Ahmed is here with me for more on this, giving us a security perspective of what has just happened in Nairobi. Retired Brigadier, thank you for joining us on the link. Let me start off with President Uhuru Kenyatta's statement there early this morning. He said, we will seek out every single person that was involved in funding, planning and execution of the act. We will pursue wherever they will be until they are held to account. So what next now for this operation?
Well, British, thank you for having me. And first I would like to join fellow Kenyans in sending my condolences to the victims of the attack on innocent Kenyans. And we're with them. I give up they'll get early recovery in all this. In terms of the stage we are in now, we are in what we call the recovery stage. After the attack is over, it's all cleared, and there's no more threat. This stage will see about 4 activities taking place. One is with regard to the victims and those who are still in hospital and all that. We'll need a very good resilience program for them because it is shocking and it's quite an issue for them. Then for the families also, they'll need a lot of counseling, and that is going on right now. In fact, one thing is those who are missing. The tracking center has been established and also a line has been set where you can call in for families and friends to check where your friend is. The second point is counseling. The third point really is for those who are working there, owning shops and all that. Security will be there for a while to allow them to come in, take stock of what is on and try to recover from where they are. And the last point is just what you said, what the president has said about those who took part in supporting these activities. We know that definitely, for certain, that this wasn't planned in a day. It took a few days. These tourists were living in a house, they were moving around, they were moving in a car, They had neighbors and all that, and they had accomplices. The security organs, it's now time to catch up with those accomplices. And wherever they are, really the government must catch up with, because as long as they're still moving around, we can't roll out another attack from the same people. So we have to be very thorough in terms of combing out those who are accomplices in this attack.
Well, you have mentioned a situation that was also mentioned by authorities, and they do agree, as you say, that this was not planned in a day. So what, in your opinion, then should be done if we are to win this war against terrorism in Kenya?
Yes, what I'll say is the government can do all it wants to do. But one key element in this is the participation of the population. Community policing, as I said, because we don't realize that we have a role to play in terms of security. We move on business, we move around doing our own things. We have no regard for our own security, the security of our friends, children, and families. What we are saying is every Kenyan must take this on as a responsibility. If you are living in an estate, find out who is your neighbor. If somebody is hiring your car, find out who is this hiring my car. If somebody is new to you, find out he is new. Where does he come from? And when you suspect anything, it costs you nothing to call the police line and say, I see something suspicious, please come and check out.
So there is a lot of concern now because there have been repeated assurances that the al-Shabaab militants have been brought under control. So what seems to be their motivation, though, to attack Kenya?
Well, what I'll say right now, and we need to follow this closely, is that al-Shabaab in Somalia is not doing very well. They have been degraded. They have lost territory. They have lost that military power. They have lost, they have no financial base right now. And all this is very alarming for them. And they have gone down. And indeed, for almost some time now, there has been no major attack in Kenya, only in Somalia. What's happening now, certainly, is that they're trying to reaffirm that we are around. Just saying, don't brush us off. We are around, we are still strong, take note. That's the key message they're trying to pass right now, a psychological war to the Kenyans.
And then on the Kenyan side as well, why do we see, though, as if there are some Kenyans who have been helping the al-Shabaab militants here? What can we do as Kenyans ourselves?
Yes, I have mentioned this earlier, and I'll repeat again, that the financial gain should not drive us to do what we are doing. We have always said this. That is a major weakness for Kenyans. Where the dollar is, they'll go for it in this total disregard of security. So Kenyans must take this on. Don't just search for the dollar. Find out, is it good money? Is it clean money? Is it safe for me? And is it safe for my neighbor? And then go in that. Something, we talk about corruption, weapons coming in, crossing almost 300 kilometers, all the way to Nairobi, through our territory. That must concern somebody. We have forces along the way. We have individuals, we have security and all that. Somebody must see this and say, well, I've seen this. I can assure you, there are Kenyans who will see somebody carrying a weapon, moving in their direction, and they feel it's dangerous, they don't report it. Partly because they see also, reporting to the police, they fear. I want to assure them that the face of the police is also changing. They are very much now responsive to our reporting and all that. We must work together, both as population and security, to ensure we provide that 100% security for our population.
All right, retired Brigadier General Mohamed Ahmed, security expert, thank you very much for your insights here on The Link.